The diet and cuisine of a nation has a lot to do with the climate of the country they live in. Luckily, Iran's diverse climate has us enjoying all kinds of different recipes, from subtle vegetarian dishes to chunky, juicy kebabs.
I really need to get some lunch, but the problem is I can't cook and my mom isn't home. So I need to find a restaurant which can offer me just those traditional Iranian dishes that I could get at home. And I've heard that this place is the place to be if you're looking for Iranian traditional food. Let's see.
We are at a famous restaurant in Tehran with excellent traditional Iranian food. In order for me to get better acquainted with Iranian food, I came here and I was allowed into the kitchen as well. Mr. Adeli, the restaurant manager, helped me to get to know Iranian food better.
این باقلا قاطوقه که ترکیب شده از باقلا مواد اصلیش هست به اضافه شوید و تخم مرغ و یه مقداری از ادویجات معطر شمالی. میرزا قاسمیمون که کباب میشه بادمجون کامل با گوجه کبابی و مقداری ادویجات و تخم مرغ. این خوراک گردنمون هست که گردن گوسفندی هست. خورشت مرغ ترش شمال هست با سبزیجات معطر شمالی با گردو و رون مرغ.
Tastes really good. It's like a starter, I would say. Quite spicy, but not too hot. And a bit sour. Would go well with bread, actually, I think.
Mr. Adeli then introduced me to Iranian starters, such as olive salad with a special recipe, and torshi, which is an Iranian sour appetizer, and yogurt mixed with herbs.
Smells fantastic here. I wonder what it is. Let's have a look.
The great smell of Iranian food, newly baked bread and kebab, which really is appetizing. So I went to a restaurant which has one of the best kebabs in town.
This list could go on forever, and since I'm not an expert, I better ask someone.
One thing one should keep in mind before coming to this place is to make reservations. This place is crowded at noon, and I don't blame them. The food does not only taste good, they also use fresh products, which is not always the case when you eat out.
So we're now here in the kitchen, and this is the place where the guests usually don't visit. But it's also here that the kebabs are made, and it is the artwork of this man.
6 مدل کباب داریم. کباب اولمون از کوبیده شروع میشه با گوشت سرخ کرده. بعد مخصوص ما سلطانمون راسته گوسفند تهیه میشه و جوجه مخصوص جوجه معمولی میشه از سینه مرغ اینا تهیه میشه.
We're sitting here with a table full of Iranian starters. Here, for instance, we have yogurt, salad, fresh herbs with cheese, olives marinated in a walnut pomegranate sauce, and olive oil. And this is dough. Dough is a traditional drink in Iran made out of water, milk, herbs, and mint. And last but not least, bread. We find bread on every Iranian dinner table. Iranians usually favor the bread freshly baked, and as you can see, this place actually baked their own bread. They're round, thin, and hot, and are served on almost every Iranian dinner table. So the food I finally made it to the final destination, that is my table, and I must say it looks really good. So let's try some. Bon appetit!
ما اینجا نون تازه داریم، سبزی تازه، سالاد تازه، همه چی به روزه. تمام گوشتامون همش گوسفندی و به روز هستش و اکثرا هم استقبال خیلی خوبی از اینجا می‌کنه.
Now, what I quite like about this place is that it's down in the cellar. And as you can see, this is a typical traditional Iranian restaurant. You have the ceilings, the Persian tablecloth, and last but not least, the menu. But it's not only a traditional Persian restaurant, it's actually a modern place as well, without being too minimalistic.
This is one of the most traditional and oldest dishes of Iran. Mr. Darabi, the restaurant manager, taught me how to eat easy. First, we break the bread into pieces and put it into the soup. The bread is then soaked in the soup and has a lot of flavor to it. Once we finish eating the soup with bread, we are left with the ingredients, which are meat, beans, tomato, potato, herbs and spices. We mash the ingredients before eating it and it tastes fantastic. Iranian stews have a story of their own.
Now, Iran is famous for its stews. There are different types of stews such as khorma sabzi, fesanjun or qeymeh. And qeymeh is actually made out of yellow split peas, oil, spices, meatballs, and tomatoes and potatoes.
Today I've been trying out some of the most traditional and famous dishes of Iran, and it's been a real pleasure.
So I've been trying some traditional Iranian food, but nothing beats your mom's homemade cooking. I'm Sarah Kansari for Iran.